Hey there guys, and welcome back to Pokemon Soul Silver. In the last episode, we pretty much explored the entire Olivine City lighthouse, found Jasmine and the sick Ampharos, and now we need to go to Cianwood City, get some medicine for the Ampharos. And for that we have to cross the ocean. And I'm not really looking forward to that because pretty much the oceans are always the most boring parts of all the Pokemon games, because there's virtually no variety in what Pokemon you can find there. It's always Tentacools and Staryus and other, just the same boring old water types. There's always the same boring old swimmers using said boring old water types. The terrain, it has like no interesting sights to see whatsoever. It's just meh. Anyway, let's just go battle the swimmer real quick. Tentacool. Toxic Spikes. I don't have a poison type, so I should not be switching around anymore, but it's not like Tentacool can possibly defeat a Slowking. I mean, come on. Tentacool does have a bunch of special defense, though. So it is going to survive that confusion, but the Bubble Beam is going to do nothing in return. And another confusion will do it in. And did he have another Pokemon, or was that it already? Just wait for it. Nope, that was all for Simon. Yes, you give up, because, well, he can't battle anymore without any Pokemon. Sure, he can just snag another Tentacooler real quick. I mean, it's not like there's 4 billion more swimming around in here, like this one. Tentacools as far as the eye can see. I mean, honestly, why aren't there more Pokemon in here? I mean, the water type is the most common type of all. There are more water types than there are of any other type. Even as far back as Generation 2. So why can you pretty much only... I think on this route, by surfing, you can only catch Tentacool, Tentacruel, or Mantine. And that's about it. It's the biggest ocean in Johto, and apparently that's the only Pokemon that live here. No Remoraid, no Corsola, no Staryu, Goldeen, Horsea, all that stuff. None of them, just Tentacool, Tentacruel, and Mantine. Actually, in this game, maybe Mantike as well. I don't remember if they put Mantike in the new Johto Dex. Now that I think about it, I actually think they didn't. Because they pretty much only added the evolutions and pre-evolutions that you don't need any items for to get. Basically. Evolutions like Ambipom, Yanmega, Mamoswine that evolve after the Pokemon learns a specific move, those are in the new Johto Dex. Evolutions that require items to evolve, like Miss Magius, or Togekiss, or Magmortar, those are not in the new Johto Dex. They just lock the item away until after you get the National Dex, so they have an excuse to not put them in the Johto Dex for some reason. And I'm pretty sure that's also what they did with Mantike, because, well, you can find it in the wild in some games, but the only other way to get it is to breed a Mantine holding a specific kind of incense. That never really made sense to me either, because how the hell does incense influence what comes out of an egg? Like, how does that influence the whole fertilization process? Basically, if you breed a Mantine without said incense, a Mantine will come out of that egg. If you breed a Mantine with the incense, a Mantike will come out of that egg. That is just all sorts of fucked up. So, depending on whether it's holding the incense or not, it's skipping out on an entire stage of its evolution. That just boggles my mind. That is just overly weird, and I don't think they've ever bothered to give an explanation for why you need those incenses. Anyway, just beating this guy up pretty badly with his Shelder and his Wartortle. You don't see Wartortles everywhere, so at least he had a fairly interesting Pokemon on his team. Go and battle this one. No inflatable tube for me, I'm hanging on to a sea Pokemon. Oh, you're not even swimming yourself, you're lazy, said the guy sitting on his Who am I surfing on at the moment, Croconaw or Slowking? I wasn't paying attention earlier. But anyway, Staryu, let's go and beat up all our Pokemon so she can't hang on to them anymore. You know, that's kind of something that I wanted them to do. Or at least I think would be a fairly cool addition to, like, the Pokemon games. Add an extra sense of realism to it. If you could only have certain Pokemon battle in certain environments. For example, we are in the middle of the ocean right now. So, how would, say, Magmar or Pinsir battle in the middle of the freaking ocean? They can't swim. Magmar pretty much dies if it ends up in the ocean. So how the hell does that even happen? I know it's for gameplay reasons, but wouldn't it be pretty cool, or at least like realistic, if you on these big ocean routes you could only battle with Pokemon that can swim? Like that can swim or that can breathe underwater or whatever. Or also perhaps the flying Pokemon who can just hover above the water. And then of course also you would be unable to use aquatic Pokemon like Goldeen or Tentacool. You couldn't use them on land because, well, they're fish, they can't battle on land. I think that would be pretty cool, but they're probably never gonna implement such a thing because I guess it would kinda limit people's options a lot. I mean, can you imagine them doing that in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire? In the latter parts of the game when you're surfing around on the ocean, you wouldn't be able to use any of your bloody Pokemon. Unless you perhaps started out with Swampert or something. So I can see why they didn't do that, but I think it would definitely be cool. Anyway, take that Remoraid down. I remember when I used one of those in my Platinum LP. Good times. I didn't really have high hopes for Octillery back then, and he didn't really live up to them either. But still, there are worse water types you could be using, he said while thinking about Seaking. Anyway, Fearow level 24. I think Fearow's overdue for a new move. Although I think he did learn Mirror Move recently, so I think we're not getting any new moves for him anytime soon. And another Tentacool. It's probably only like the 11th one this episode. So little variety. And they all die in one hit anyway. And oh look, another one. This guy has 6 freaking Pokemon, and probably the majority of them are Tentacools. Actually, despite Tentacool being so ridiculously common, seriously, it is in every ocean, in every Pokemon game, in every national or in every regional dex. I don't think I've ever used one of those on my team. I don't know, it just always, Tentacruel have always seemed like such boring Pokemon to me. You run into them so much that you just feel, oh, I don't want to use that thing, it's so annoying. I kind of feel the same way about the Zubat line. And to a lesser extent, the Geodude line. You just find them everywhere, they're so common, you know what they can do, so you just don't really want to use them anymore. Or am I the only one that feels that way? I just feel that using the rarest Pokemon is always the most fun, because they're always the most interesting ones to use in most cases. Anyway, Psyduck, we haven't seen one of those yet this episode, and it's not going to survive that strength, so there we go, Psyduck had his 3 seconds of screen time. And Pinsir is level 25. Should be... oh, Vital Throw. Actually, no, I'm not going to teach him Vital Throw, because now that I think about it, Brick Break is pretty much a superior option. Vital Throw, 70 base power, I think, but it makes Pinsir move last when it uses it. Sometimes that can be less than desirable, so I'm just stick to Brick Break, thank you very much. And let's have Croconaw eat up this little fish, because we really need to use Croconaw more. He is definitely getting neglected. There we go, flinches, that's what I want to see. Now a crit to top it off with Shadow Claw, nope, not gonna happen. But Horn Attack shouldn't do much at all, it's only a Goldeen. Goldeen is more inclined to be a physical attacker. Although not really by much. Because I'm pretty sure both Seaking's attack and special attack are absolutely awful. And you know what's even more hilarious? In later, I think in Black and White, when they were dishing out the hidden abilities, Goldeen and Seaking got Lightning Rod. You'd think, oh, Lightning Rod, that's pretty great for them because it makes the Pokemon that has Lightning Rod immune to electric attacks, which is one of Seaking's weaknesses. And it also raises their special attack when they get hit by an electric type move. But yeah, Seaking's special attack is absolutely horrible. Oh, hello, Suicune. What are you doing here? Stop running. You gonna fight me? No, don't go. Damn it. Hey, it's Eusine again. Yes, that was Suicune. You have a good eye, Eusine. It's beautiful and grand. Well, I can't disagree there. Honestly, Suicune, sorry, I scared it all. Oh, whoa. How does Suicune even know that you're gonna battle me? It ran away. It's not gonna be watching Mystery Man Eusine with his awesome purple tuxedo and white cape. That is one hell of a gaudy outfit. Can you imagine going outside dressed like that? People are going to be staring at you all the time. Anyway, he has a level 25 Drowsy. Oh, bloody hell. Should have seen that coming. That's like Drowsy's signature move. Hell, its evolved form is pretty much named after that. Still, that's kind of one of the laziest Pokemon names ever, just Hypno. Not really very original. I mean, it's still better than some of the Japanese names for the Generation 1 Pokemon, because there is some lazy ass shit in there. You wanna know what Krabby's Japanese name is? Oh, just Crab. Yeah, just Crab. It's a crab, let's call it Crab. Genius. And Beedrill in Japanese. Beedrill's Japanese name is Spear. Yes, just Spear. The Japanese were, I guess they weren't really all that they weren't really feeling up to being original yet in Generation 1. I mean, the Japanese names have gotten wackier and wackier with each generation, but Generation 1 kinda has some really dumb ones in there. Still not as hilarious as Magby's Japanese name, though. Magby in Japanese, you pretty much call it Booby. So if you have a pair of Magbys in your party, send them out in a double battle, you can show your opponent your boobies. Anyway, taking on this Electrode here, level 27. Kinda wanna deal with this fast because half of my team does not like fighting electric type. Oh crap, Thunder. It looks like Eusine's been buying some TMs. Oh damn, that did a lot of damage. But Magmar hangs in there because Electrode, it's not really supposed to go on the offensive. I'm not really sure what it is supposed to do. I think mainly just Thunder Wave and Taunt. And then it used to often go for Explosion before Explosion got nerfed into the ground. So it can't even do that anymore. Electrode is just weird. Just don't bother with it. Anyway, lastly, he has a Haunter. And he's gonna go for Lick. No Shadow Ball, thank goodness. Apparently he did not beat Morty to get that TM. You think... Oh no, not Hypnosis again. Don't you dare, you son of a bitch. Just gonna take him... Oh, that critical hit would have been handy the first time, Croconaw. Thank you very much. Is that gonna get him to... Not quite level 26. You win. Yes, I do. Did you honestly expect anything else? So Suicune was keeping an eye on you. Yes, Suicune totally wants me to catch it. That's basically what the entire plotline of Pokemon Crystal revolved around, if I remember correctly. Pokemon Crystal, those were the days. First game which had moving Pokemon sprites. That was awesome. Quite the leap forward, you know, going from absolutely static sprites in Gold and Silver, and then every time you go into a battle in Crystal, you see the Pokemon moving. That was mind-blowing back in the day. Nowadays, you damn kids and your 3D models and your X and Y, you're spoiled. Back in my day, we didn't have all that luxury. Anyway, now that all that stuff is over, you can, there we go, the pharmacy, this is where we need to go. Get the medicine for Jasmine Zampharos. Pokemon to be find something worrying you? Yes, it's the Pokemon in Olivine. I got it. We need to fix that because if the lighthouse ain't working, ships will run into the rocks and sink and tons of people will die. We'll get Titanic all over again. They'll make crappy movies about it that gross way more at the box office than they're supposed to. I mean, seriously, Why was Titanic such a box office hit? Can anyone explain that to me? I've seen it, I thought it was awful. How was that the highest grossing movie ever for a while? Anyway, in the next episode, we will go and take on the Cianwood City Gym. Bye-bye.